It's the dark times here in North America, so this month I took a break from motorizing dresses and worked on a candlelight corset. To make things a little more magical, I wired up my own circuit and used code to make each light flicker like a candle. Here's how I did it. I'm Christina, and I combine fashion and engineering to make fashioneering. For this candlelight corset, I picked up the Moonlight corset pattern from the PatternEstablishment on Etsy because I wanted a pointy, dramatic neckline. I sewed that up in a white cotton as my base. For the candles, I initially planned to get battery-operated ones from the thrift store, but those are surprisingly hard to disassemble, and they also get heavy once you start using a lot of them, so I pivoted to use this air-dry foam clay. I rolled out about a dozen cylinders and figured they didn't need to be perfect because I wanted them to look kind of organic and haphazard. The clay also worked really well to cover the LEDs. I just added a little bit to each LED and pinched it, and that looked surprisingly good. And then the clay took like 3 days to fully dry. Obviously, these didn't look very good as is, so I went in with my hot glue gun to add fake dripping wax, and then I painted over everything with a white acrylic paint to give it a uniform wax color. Then it was time to assemble the circuitry. Two really important points here if you're trying to recreate this. First, if your goal is to light up all of the LEDs, you have to wire your circuit in parallel, not series. Instead, you need to wire these in parallel with a resistor connected to each LED so that they can all light up with equal brightness. If you only want to light everything up, at this point you're good and can solder all of the power wires together and all of the ground wires together. But if you want to create a flicker effect for each individual candle, then each power wire is going to need its own connection. To save some effort, I made 3 groups of candles, with every third candle using the same power wire for the same flicker pattern. Then I glued all of the candles to a layer of white tulle and sewed the tulle to the white corset. Then I made the whole corset again in black satin, and I also took this stained thrift store lace that I had and dyed it black for a little extra detailing. I added grommets, and then I sewed the black and white corsets together. Then it was time for the fun part of lacing everything up and uploading the code. I wired everything to an Adafruit Metro Mini with each of the candle power lines on one of the PWM pins so that I could use the analog write function to make the candles vary in brightness. If you're making this project, you probably want to solder everything to your board at this point. Personally, I didn't want to burn a board on this project, so I just used a micro breadboard and sewed it inside of a hidden pocket. But something like an Adafruit Gemma, maybe with a lithium battery, would be a good choice. For the code, you can pause here to read everything. It really just uses analog write to flicker each of the 3 groups of candles randomly between a floor brightness of 10 and a max brightness of 255. After uploading the code, it was time for the glamour shots. As always, thanks for watching and for supporting this channel. Here's the final look.